Local video and audio right now. All right, we're ready to go. You ready for the read?
I am ready for the read.
Okay, here we go. Oh, Scott.
Oh.
Ugh, damn it.
Oh, no.
I forgot to copy some things in. I am really behind today.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I can't stop saying it. Put that over there. Okay. And then we need two Fletchers. Just grab a couple real fast here. Let's just do...
I didn't know Steven Schleicher was a 3D printing fool.
He loves that stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch his videos. He just put up a link there.
He's into it, man. He's into it.
Cool.
Okay, here we go. Begins in... Ooh, let's adjust that down a little bit. There we go. Okay, it begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, how many bits do you have?
I took a little peeky.
Porno Man.
Penis transplants.
They go together. Print me some pancakes.
Seinfeld is going to make bank on streaming.
Cook bacon with guns.
Major spoilers.
Your emails and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
You remember Goldilocks, the kid who used to take her meals at the Three Bears place? Nowadays, she heads for Shakey's with 21 kinds of great pizza and even more kinds of fun.
This is what I call a fun place.
We serve fun at Shakey's, also pizza.
Shakey's!
Look, a Frisbee. It spins, it floats, it flies. Get one free with a family-sized pizza at Shakey's.
Vote Frog Pants every day.
The Morning Stream. I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the... Whoa, you hear that? Hold on.
Yeah, it was like you got all...
I don't like that sound. What did I do? Hold on. Let's see if I can adjust that. Hello. Huh. That's normal now, right?
You sound normal now.
Okay. I don't know what that was. Hey! Hey, let's start the show with something dumb. Woo! Stupid freaking hardware.
Start the week. Skype welcomes us to another week.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I think it's my mixer. Did I move something? Let me just make sure. Oh. I think I found the culprit.
Oh, a little short in the mixer, huh?
Yeah. Hold
A little
on.
ghost in the machine.
Hold on. I mean, it's not like you and I weren't talking just fine a minute ago, and
Right.
all of a sudden it had decides to
You
take a
pressed
dump.
button a little too firmly.
Gosh dang it. All right, well, I'll fix that later. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the morning stream. It's time for us to do a show for you because that's what we do for you, and we bring it to you. We do it live. Brian, how are you?
I'm good. Do it live.
Good, fantastic.
Doing very well. Had a nice, relaxing weekend and some gorgeous weather. Holy cow, we got up to 80 degrees yesterday.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
To those folks out on the East Coast, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we approached 73, so we didn't do quite as well as you.
Nice. That's still nice for March. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no.
That is some lovely March weather.
That's crazy smart weather. I don't know what's happening. I mean, all this talk about, climate change seems like there might be something to it because, here we are having weird weather. Now, in our case, it was a real nice thing for us, right? This whole winter was real mild and not that big a deal. A couple of storms, but nothing so serious that, it was not like the blizzard of 07 where you couldn't move for a month. Like it was pretty mild and all that. And the only downside for us is we're all about the water in the mountains. That's how we survive. So plenty of snow up there though. So everything seemed fine. But in other parts of this country, freaking weird. Mm-hmm. It was 98 degrees in somewhere in California where it's usually never more than like 75 or 80. Back east, they're still like freezing to death.
They're digging out. Yeah, Boston's having some of the worst weather they've seen in a long time. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I don't want to get into the philosophical, almost religious argument about climate change. I'm just saying it's weird. That's all. Just a little weird.
Right.
And there's nothing you can do about it because there's Mother Nature. Whether you think we've helped it along or not, just breathing on us going, bleh. Take that, you dumbasses. Bleh.
Mother Nature and her nasty breath.
Yeah, right?
Her nasty breath.
She's so gross. All right, Brian, let's get to it here.
Can't fool her, though.
No, ever, right? So I went to an Apple store this weekend, and I only did that because we happened to be going to the mall anyway. So you're in the mall, why not go to the Apple store?
Of course, I do myself. I do myself. I do.
Yeah, you do.
I do when I go to the mall myself. And usually Tina goes off to Sephora. I don't know how you pronounce that thing. Goes off to her stores and is like, well, all right, I guess I'll go to the Apple store.
Your wife is my wife. They do the same thing. As soon as we get to the mall, she's off to that. Sephora's one of them. The Container Store.
Container Store. Tina loves the Container Store.
And she likes H&M. She goes to Ham there.
Right.
The one other one is
Coach. Coach.
Yes, that
Coach
one.
Bags or whatever it is.
That one. Coach Gifts
New
something.
York and Company, the Limited.
Yep. And there's one other one she always goes to, and now it's totally slipped my mind. Crap.
Yeah.
She loves it in there.
And you and I, we go to the Apple store. We walk in. They always greet us at the door. Hey, what can we help you with today? I'm just looking.
Yeah,
and we
like,
should basically just say, I
already
have just
have
about
everything.
everything in here.
I have everything you have.
But mine's all at home, so I want to come be around.
Exactly. So
Makes me feel like I'm home.
So that's where me and Nick went, and Kim and Carter went to all their dumb stores, and so we walked through there. Not that Carter probably would have rather been with me, but we decided to split it in half.
Sure.
There's strength in numbers, buddy system, and all.
Right.
So we're milling around the Apple store, and I had a really fun experience in there. And I'm just looking at stuff and pining over the one thing I don't have, which is one of those sweet Mac Pro towers, which I may have to upgrade for some other reasons that I'll get into.
The little cylinder deal?
Yeah. I may have to upgrade to that, and it's a long story why, and I'm NDA'd.
Well, sure, if you have to, if it's a requirement, if you have to do it, then you have to do it.
Yeah, I had to sign an NDA about this thing. Can you believe that? So
really?
Yeah.
So it is a project that is gonna push you into having to get one of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna need the boost for lots of reasons. Let's just say video production, export, blah blah blah, all that stuff.
That's what I would have guessed is that if you're needing one of those, then it's gonna have to be some video editing.
Yeah, everyone will know by this weekend. So the NDA lifts by this weekend. So I'll tell everyone all about it. It's gonna kill my schedule, but it's all right. This show won't be touched. Don't worry. Okay. Brian and I safe.
Don't touch my TMS.
Your TMS?
My TMS.
So we're in the
TMS every day. Okay.
We're in the place, and and exactly the same question. The guy said, "Hey, can I help you?" I said, "I kind of have all this, one of each of these things. I'm fine."
Right.
And he says, "Okay, cool. Let me know if you need anything." So I'm just milling around, and Nick's playing with iPods, and we were both marveling how the iPod Touch went from the same as the phone looking thing to now, since it's smaller, right? Not like the 6s. It's kind of a perfect little music player. Like, it's a really neat looking little music player. I don't know what their plans are for the future of that thing. But it kind of stands up as like, oh, all right, that's almost like a whole new category without having to change, because the other stuff changed around it. It kind of became this neat little thing. And we were just talking back and forth, and I hear out of the corner of my left ear, just off from the side from me there, a cowboy is in the room, and he's like an old rancher type, okay? Probably mid.
Oh, please tell me it's Sam Elliott.
I wish. It was real close, though. So, like, probably mid.
Some, James Earl Cole on that thing?
Be good, dude. Or what does he say? What does he say? Have a good one, dude.
Dude.
Yeah. Anyway.
Good one, dude.
So I walk in, the dude abides and all that. And he's standing there, and he's talking to some friend of his who's much younger and doesn't look like a cowboy. Or maybe it was just a stranger, and he was striking up a conversation. But I started listening, and here's what that sounded like.
Okay.
Well, the reason you want the bigger one is because that's got bigger bites in it. And if y'all want to pull the bits over faster, that's one you're going to need. Now, let me give you a good example. y'all got a photograph on that one. And I don't even know what he's talking about, right? Like which device he's talking about, but he's just saying this. He goes, you put a photograph, you take that same photograph, and you bring it over here. Since there's more bits on this one, that one gets much bigger. So you can zoom in much further because way more bits are possible on this one. And it went on like that.
And you'll take comfort in that.
Yeah, and it went on for I'm not kidding, like 15 minutes of our visit in there.
Oh my god.
And
Awesome.
I couldn't tear myself away. I'm like handling cases I don't want.
Just so you can stay in that area and not look suspicious.
Yeah. I mean, I really, honestly, for a second wanted to turn my phone on and just record it because it was just the most charming misinformation I'd ever heard in my life. Like, a lot of times you can walk into, I don't know, a GameStop, and the guy behind the counter will go, well, I've got some personal inside info that Nintendo's going to buy Sega next week. And when that happens, you know, they just talk out of their ass. But this was so charming.
There's rumors there's going to be a Genesis 2 coming out next year.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be like the Sega's going to be like the Phoenix rising from the ashes and take the industry over again, man. Like that, you hear that all the time, and you just kind of want to punch people who talk like that. But this guy, I wanted to sit around a fire and listen to him go on about the bits. You know, if you stick this here stick up in that, that'll give you additional bits. It was all about the bits with him. No treble.
Let's say you're trying to transfer some photographs over to your Macintosh Book Pro.
It wasn't even that technical. So, like, what you did right there was even more technical. It was more like, see, there's a computer right there. And it's got a big old screen on it, but it's still got the keyboard. Like, he was trying to describe the difference between that and an iPad. But for him, it was all about that photo. If you move it from there to here, the bits are going to just take over, and it's going to be an amazing thing. And it was riveting. I was riveted. And it just goes to show, sometimes human beings, we just need things wrapped in something warm and cuddly to be awesome. Like, it was bad information. It was terrible information. He was not speaking the truth. It was coming from a place of ignorance. He didn't know what this stuff was or how it worked, but the way he was presenting it and the way he looked and was dressed and his freaking mustache, I mean, I expected him to be done and say, now we all clear on how the bits work. And everyone would say yes, and he'd say, all righty then. Whatcha? Gets on a horse and drives off into the sunset. It was amazing, that guy.
Fantastic.
Anyway.
By the way, you're not caught up yet with Justified's current season, right?
No, I hear what's his name's in it, though.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah, dude. No mustache, though, right?
No mustache. He looks weird. He looks like a Dr. Seuss character.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
He looks like the Grinch. Except not green.
A mean one.
His lip kind of points down the same way that the Grinch's lip kind of
like one of the
like talking with his,
like one of the Who people, except all wrinkly.
The upper lip kind of curved down over the lower lip.
There's a reason he covers that in a giant mustache.
Exactly.
So he did that. What was the other? What's the movie we saw in Film Sack where he had no mustache? He was real young though. The ants.
An older one. What was it?
The ants in the swamp or whatever, or the frogs, or was it?
It was the frog one. Yeah, it was.
They were like in the south.
It wasn't just called Frogs, was it?
No, maybe. It wasn't Frog. It wasn't Hell Comes
all
to Frog
the Film Sack movies blur together. Wasn't there one with an alien vampire that lives on a spaceship?
You renegade something
with a Sasquatch?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It's true, dude. It all blends together. That is bad. And weren't the pets rising up to kill everybody?
That's right. and I want to say there was a zombie who was clinking some bottles together, saying,
"Yeah,
slurp my butt, come out and play," something like that.
That's exactly it.
Hold, sinners!
That's the one. Anyway, what was my point? I don't know what my point was. Oh yeah, Sam Elliott. There you go. And that guy in the Apple Store. May I please run into him again? He was fantastic. I am buying what he was selling. He was like a country poet, like a cowboy poet. Just a beautiful man. All right. Peaky Blinders. I finished it.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of other things, it's awesome. I really loved every minute of that. It's only 12 episodes. Like, in Britain, they just go, you know what? We're giving you 6 per season, and that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. It gives you, they can pack a lot into those 6 episodes per season.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're binge watching, you don't feel like it's this mountain you have to climb, right?
You don't have to take a break, or you don't have to, you just kind of get through it, and you're not entirely sick of it by the end, or you're not.
Which explains why I'm only on episode 3, but I'm loving it. I'm just it's one of these things that I can't do anything else while I'm watching it. You've got to focus on it because the accents are so strong. For me, anyway.
You do have to. I agree. I'm the same. You got to pay attention, man. And like even Sam Neill, who's affecting that great Irish accent, you just have to pay attention because he says some really funny, serious but funny stuff. Like, I'm gonna get those Peaky Blinders if it's the last thing I do.
He's part of this investigation.
Don't you understand? I answer to Mr. Winston Churchill. He's great.
This woman managed to find out a lot more in one day of the snooping than all of you boys in your entire investigation.
All of you the entire time. You know, they've built real dinosaurs at the park. It's totally worth checking out.
Yeah.
So I love that. I can't recommend it enough. And then I have one final very funny story to tell you. I've been hesitant as to whether to say this or not. You heard it last night in Raid. I'm nervous because I do not think these people listen to the show. But then I kind of thought about it, and I thought, you know what? Even if they do, I'm not going to mention names. They should be embarrassed, okay? So here it is. I'm just going to do it, all right? It's fine. And by the way, I've heard back from him, and there's been all kinds of conversation. But anyway, here's the story.
Okay.
This is great. So I'm working with a client, an art client, where I'm doing some some book art for them.
Sure.
Which I do on occasion. Just did one for Tom Merritt, in fact. And it's fun to do. I always enjoy doing it. So anyway, I was waiting for some communication back from them as to what they wanted, and some, you know how you do. You're waiting for sizes and concepts
Send out,
and all that.
approve, or send out. Right.
Yeah, you need to get with circulation about those preprint figures. you know the story.
I know the story.
I love doing the show. Anyway, so the freaking the guy gets to me, sends me this email, and says kind of bunch of paragraphs about, okay, well, we're thinking this and that. And by the way, here is a link to our last cover that we did. This is a reprint is what this is. And he says, here's our last cover. We were happy with these things about it, but not so much this. Anyway, have a look. Let us know what you think. Thanks. I can't wait to hear back from you. Sends the email. I get it. Everything's fine, but the link is a youporn.com link to some nasty video on youporn.com. Don't go there, kids. All right. It is kind of I don't know what its status is among the places to get your porn, but I assume it's up there because they're kind of playing on the YouTube name a bit or whatever. But regardless, I get this porn link from a guy. It's not his book cover. So what has happened, the best I can tell, dude, is he control V'd a link that he forgot he copied from his favorite porno daily visit.
Well, that's the thing, right? So what's he doing copying that link? Is he sending that link to somebody else?
I don't know.
Oh, no. That guy got my book cover.
All right, so part of me, okay, tell me if this doesn't sound like a familiar case to you, but part of me thinks it's one of those dudes who is stuck in an era where he finds something he likes on the internet and he copies and pastes it into a Word document to keep for later.
A Word document probably called preprint figures.
Yeah, preprint figures. Yep, it's a 96-ish era thing. And he copies and pastes all of his favorite links in there, like my mom printing emails out and keeping them. It's like that.
Yeah, but his is more subterfuge, right? I mean, it's basically, no one's gonna open this document on my drive called preprint. I'm just gonna keep going with that preprint figures. But if they look at my bookmarks and see giant. Well, see, I can't even come up with a fake porno name that's not going to be probably horrible and explicit and disgusting.
Well, for those listening to the show for the first time, here's some reference.
I think Circulation can give me those preprint figures. I'll check with them and I'll get back to you.
Hey, if someone get the microphone off the freaking washer machine or whatever's going on. Anyway, I was beside myself, and I wasn't sure how to handle it. And so what I did, just to give some closure to those in Raid last night who heard about this, or maybe someone who saw the stream, we streamed our game last night, I emailed back, and I very innocently said, hey, we'll call him Phil. That's not his name.
Sure.
I said, hey, Phil, I think you sent me the wrong link. That's it. That's all I sent. And he is
probably even to save him some more embarrassment. Probably I would have replied and deleted the link he gave so that he, maybe even say, "Oh, you forgot to include a link" or something like that.
I should have done that because then it would have kept him from having to. Because I don't look if he's got his little thing, that's fine. Who am I to judge him? I don't know. You're
gonna have to shake his hand the next time you see him in person.
Yeah. Yes. Oh gosh. Is that your pasting hand?
Are you a lefty or a righty?
So I wrote back and said that. He has since replied and was all like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I," and he's playing a little bit innocent. He's like, "Yeah, I sent you the wrong link. I'm so sorry. Here's the right one." So he's kind of acting
using
like
my kid's computer.
yeah, this isn't my pot. That's my friend's.
Right, exactly.
Oh, that's an amazing thing. I hope if he's listening, I promise I'm not pulling you through the mud. No names here. I guess if it shows up that I did a cover of a book, I'm going to have to let people know if it is or isn't the one, or they're going to want to know.
Sure.
So now everyone's suspect. Oh, crap. I didn't think
Jester
about
in
that.
the chat room says that, maybe he meant you to go to like 1 minute, 32 seconds in that video. And right next to where the people are doing it on the nightstand, there's the book cover that he wants.
It's entirely possible.
It's right there. No. Here, a little pause on the frame. Here you go.
Yeah,
That's what we're looking for.
I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, pause on frame 85 and take a long look at the blurry thing next
It's right next to the plastic extruder device that they use in Act 2.
Ooh,
Act 2.
Goodness. All right. Well, there's your 3 stories for the day. Some good ones today. It was a good weekend, I think. We're going to call Daryl.
Ripe with entertainment.
Yeah, I'd say. That's what you can say about this show. Vote for us every day at podcastawards.com.
Vote, stream, and everything else every day.
That's right.
Vote Frog Pants every day.
Every day. And our friends. Okay? Night Attack. Come on. Everybody.
DTNS.
Who else? Who else is up there? That's it.
MacCast, if you
hate Tom, okay?
If you hate Tom. If you're a cowboy in an Apple store who hates Tom.
I want to hear that guy's tech podcast. That would be amazing.
Welcome to another edition of
This is Bits and Bytes with with Hank the Cowboy, and I'll tell you what, today
take comfort in that.
We're going to look at USB drives. I don't know what the hell they do, but I like the sound
1.0, USB 2.0, USB 3.0.
And y'all got that lightning cable. Oh, I heard a beard rub on a microphone. That means it's time for this.
Can't put it in USB drive without flipping it over.
Sorry, it's a Stuff a Trek Nerd brought to you by
a brand new sci-fi comic about time travel. I'm sold already. The guys over at Shades of Vengeance have made a new comic about changing the history of the future, and the Kickstarter needs your help. Check it out at tinyurl.com/counting-kick. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. Daryl, are you there?
Well, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
What would you have said to the porno guy that sent me his porno link? What would you have done?
That's very impressive. Could you send me the book cover now?
I mean, I was in a weird position. I felt like the best way to handle it was like, wrong link. I just didn't know. I couldn't think of anything else. It's like I wasn't going to say, you have sent me your porno link, sir. Please send me the non-porn. I'm like, I wasn't going to do that. I wanted to spare him some embarrassment, and hopefully I did. All right, speaking of sparing people from some embarrassment, Daryl is here to answer hard trivia questions about Star Trek. Did you do a flag video this morning?
Yeah, but the flag is gone, so...
What is going on?
How long has it been? Like, is it gone?
I think it is. I think they've been constructing this building, and now, since it's done, they've taken the flag down.
Okay, hold on. I'm
gotcha.
gonna find it. We'll play it.
So this is like the flag they put on top of a
it's like a warehouse
construction project. Right. Yeah.
Here
also put a tree in there. It's like a luck thing.
Hey, big shock! It's raining in Seattle in this video. Weird. Okay, I'll play it.
This is your final flag song.
What?
Because there's no more flag.
That's it? No more flag song?
Well, there's no more flag. How can I do a flag song with no flag?
I think you should still sing at the blank wall when you go by it.
This is the blank wall song.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes.
Is there a tree? Have you noticed an actual tree on the site though?
There's no tree.
Well, there's lots of trees. There's
no, like
landscaping.
And the last beam when they're building when they're doing construction, they put like an evergreen tree on the last iron, like the last beam or the last.
Really?
This is like a luck thing, yeah.
Oh, I never heard of that. That's
it's called
cool.
topping out.
What the heck? Where did you? This is a great thing to learn. That's a cool thing to know. I didn't know that. That's cool.
This is the tree-dwelling spirits displaced in its construction.
Is that like not having a floor 13 on your building and things like that?
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, it's...
I think it's hilarious that there's still... sometimes I know it's just tradition, right? But
sure.
I think it's funny that there's still those kinds of things out there in modern construction. You hear about them occasionally, but I didn't know about the beam in a tree. That's crazy.
Right.
What if they didn't mow down any trees to make it?
Well, I think they do it anyway. This comes from a cousin of mine who worked for an architectural firm, and she mentioned when she was working on a building that we drove by it, and she said, there's a tree, because they put a tree up when they placed the last beam during construction, the last like support beam. They'll put an evergreen tree on there as kind of like a rite of passage, or like a luck thing.
Weird. Is it?
Yeah.
Can you remind me? So they're remaking what's it called? They're remaking Amityville. No, not Amityville Horror. The other one, the one that we liked when we were kids, with the steak with the maggots in it. What's that movie? Carol Ann, go toward the light, Carol Ann.
Oh, Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. Jeez, I couldn't think of it. They're making a new version of that. They're rebooting it, and wasn't it that house was on a like the old stereotype? Wasn't it built on an Indian burial ground? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Why didn't we just laugh that out of theaters at the time? Because doesn't that seem silly now?
Well, because that was one of the first instances of that, right? I mean, it was before it became a trope. That was the thing that, like, oh my God, an Indian burial ground?
Yeah.
How come this doesn't happen more often? And then it did.
Yeah, and then it did. Ooh, I'm glad you
became the joke.
Glad you affected a bit of a Seinfeld tone, because later we have a big story about them coming up.
What's the deal with Indian burial grounds?
What's going on? Daryl, let's get to your question. All right, you're the Star Trek nerd. You come on the show, you answer Star Trek trivia. It's Mashup Monday, so we got to play this. It's all going to be wieners again. Here it is, wieners. When you start a sentence, quote, "It's like you always go toward nakedness or penises." No, I don't. 15,000 penises. Long penis. I had my hand on Mitt Romney's penis. An erect penis. 3.6 inches when flaccid. His lap. Was it penis? I almost said penis. All penis. Pen pals. There is no episode in Star Trek called Penis Pals.
Not one that we're going to watch.
No. In the Next Generation episode, Pen Pals. Gosh, Pen Pals, or as Scott likes to call it, oh, thanks. I didn't even read that part yet. Penis. All right, let me just whip this out. Yesterday, you were all about the wrist dicks. Remember that?
Boom, there's a wrist dick. Boom! She didn't see me because it was a no-look wrist dick.
My gosh, that was the most penis-y thing ever. I'm a little worried about Mike. He's got a penis fixation. A little worried.
And send Tom Merritt's tape back to him and tell him you didn't need it after all.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a problem. All right, Daryl, let's get to it. You ready for this? What episode of The Next Generation does this clip come from? Okay, here it is. Open your ears. Here it is.
Congratulations. You just destroyed the Enterprise.
All right.
Wow.
That's an ominous tone in Riker's voice.
Jeez, worst teacher ever.
All right. Your options are these. A, liaisons. That's French for lesbians, by the way. Just kidding. It's not really. B, thine own self. C, the quality of life. Or D, schisms. Liaisons, thine own self, the quality of life, or schisms. Those are your options. Think of them hard as you present to us today in Trek history.
Okay. Oh, I'm not even... Oh, yes, I am ready.
Oh, good.
Today, in 1987, the second draft script for TNG's very first episode, Encounter at Farpoint, is submitted.
Is there a way to find the first draft? I'm curious what that looked like. Do we know?
There might be.
I always wonder about that.
Roddenberry.com might have some stuff.
Yeah, I wonder, just because you know how that goes, like rewrites and fixes and tweaks and changes, and the network's like doesn't want to do a certain thing. And I guess that show was always syndication, right? Star Trek was, or TNG was. You know what? Let me just say something to the world. All right, here, listen to this. We're always saying, why isn't there a new Star Trek series? Here's what I would say. We have a history with how this should work, and the history is this. Star Trek started as a network show in the 60s, okay? It was on a main line, one of the three networks, okay? That's how you got the show. NBC, okay? That was the deal. TNG comes along at a time when no network's going to take it, okay? They're not interested. So what did they do? They turned to that particular modern day's alternative, which was direct to syndication, which meant it would show up on all kinds of weird channels across the country, and that's how that show would go. And at the time, it seemed like a bit of a step down, but it was still a step, and it in turn kind of turned original syndicated programming on its ear and made everybody go, ooh, this is a viable thing to do. Like, they really blazed that trail for lots of other shows to come during that time. So all I'm saying now is, if you're struggling to find its place on TV, today's equivalent is take it to Netflix, take it to Amazon, take it to some big streaming outlet, and make a Star Trek streaming series. That's your answer.
Yeah. Right. It doesn't have to be on the big four.
No. And today, in today's standards, people are even less suspicious. I mean, streaming is on the rise, so it's not like people are looking down on it the way they may have syndication. I remember when TNG premiered, and I went, and I was pretty young, but I remember going, this is weird. Why aren't you on a network? Like, to me, it felt like they were cheapening it. But then I went, no, this is fine. This looks like this was just their way to get it done. Well, here's your new way to get it done. Stream that shit. All right. Daryl?
Totally valid.
I've made my argument. Shatner says, hey. All right, time to move back to your question. What episode do you think that clip is from? Do you want to hear it again, just in case? It was pretty short.
Oh, why not?
All right, here it is, once again.
Congratulations. You just destroyed the Enterprise.
All right. What do you think?
Okay. This must be in some kind of simulation. And
it reminds me of Wrath of Khan a little bit at the beginning.
It reminds me of Christian Bale.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah. Where is that? Do I have that? I should have that, shouldn't I? Oh, yeah, I have that. Here you go.
Oh, good for you.
Great.
You just destroyed the Enterprise. Oh.
A little bit of Welsh coming out. I like it. He is Welsh, right?
Is he?
Christian Bale's Welsh. I think so.
Welshie is Welsh. I know that.
Yeah. Nice way to bring it back. Hold on. Christian. Hold on. Bale.
He's English. I don't know if he's Welsh. He's from Haverfordwest.
Says here Christian Bale. Born an English actor, started in Blockbuster.
There it is, in Pembrokeshire.
Yeah, and that's in Wales, right?
That's in Wales.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Very good.
I'm shocked.
Nicely done.
Well, there you have it.
I used to think it was actual Wales somewhere that people lived in.
When you were like a kid? I love kid misconceptions like that. They're the funnest things. Like when you just are sure that, I don't know, when your parent says something like, I don't know, it's raining cats and dogs outside, and you're just sure as a kid that there are going to be dogs and cats in the air.
Oh my God, I hope they don't get hurt.
Right. I love that. It's a real loss of innocence when that stuff starts falling away. Because then we just realize, no, it's just raining, and it's Seattle, and that's where we live, and there's no flag today. Anyway, sorry. Daryl, what are we doing? Oh, yeah, tell us your answer. What do you think?
Oh, let's see. Well, I'm gonna guess. I'm going to cross out Schisms because that didn't have anything like that in it. And then Qual. What was Qual? Qual what? Quality of life.
Quality of life. What was Qual?
You just wrote down Qual.
Yeah. What do my notes mean? They don't make any sense.
I like it.
Quality of life. I don't know. I don't even remember what that is. Liaisons or own self. I'm trying to relate these titles back to what they are, and sometimes it's not easy. I'm gonna guess A because I wrote the letter A by liaisons.
Oh, so
that's what A is, but I don't know if it's right. But I have no other reason to choose it.
All right, fair enough. Let's find out if your weird way of picking works.
I've heard worse ways to come up with the answer.
Right here on this segment, in fact. Yeah. All right, well, here it is. Let's see if it's liaisons. A. It is not. It is B, thine own self. A very close neighbor to A, it turns out. Yeah. Counselor Troy is taking some tests in order to get promotion. She fails the engineering part of the test and destroys the Enterprise. This is all on the holodeck, of course. I swear that was the actual Kobayashi Maru test again, but maybe
he was administering Kobayashi Maru
that's what I thought.
to Troy.
Maybe not. But that would be a cool tie-in.
I remember now. She was trying to become a bridge officer or something.
Oh yeah, because she was going to wear the blue. She was trying to get out of wearing the skimpy camel toe outfits.
Purple camel toe. And wanted to move to a blue camel toe outfit.
That's right. It didn't really. You just shifted camel toe to a new color. All right, Daryl, congratulations on not getting that one right. Boy, it's a good Monday for you because that starts out the week with a real downer. But that's okay because
nowhere to go but up.
Nowhere to go but up. Let's look at it that way. Daryl's the Trek Nerd on Twitter, at This Week in Trek, at thisweekintrek.com, and on the Grumpy Cast. And now he'll play a game with us. What is it?
But first, on the Red Shirt Diaries, in about a month or so, I'm going to show up on there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We all are. We're all doing some.
We recorded some stuff yesterday.
Oh, cool. I hope I didn't miss my date, did I? Crap.
I don't think so. I think you're still coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm next weekend. This coming weekend.
Oh, so am I. Yeah, I'm Saturday at noon.
Yep.
And they'll remind you.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, that may be. No, I gotta talk to her. Okay, I'll talk to her. That thing I was telling you about for Saturday, that could be a problem.
Oh no.
Yeah. That all came since I talked to her, so I gotta reschedule. All right, Daryl. Sorry. What the hell is going on? What are we doing here?
Give us a test.
Oh yeah. Yes. Give us a test.
Is this this is a true or false question.
All right.
Is this a rejected Trek idea? Rejected Trek idea, true or false? And I'm going to read the thing, and you'll say true or false. Does that make sense?
So you're saying this is a rejected Trek idea, true or false?
Gotcha.
Right. Exactly.
All right.
Data builds a cat translator for Spot, and Spot talks to Geordi.
I would totally believe that they would do an episode like that.
I kind of remember it.
I don't think you remember it. I think you dreamed it.
I might have dreamed it. That's entirely possible. Boy, the dreams I've been having lately. That's a topic for a different show, but something's off, man. I don't know. I could
totally see an episode where Data does this, and the whole thing centers around.
Yeah. I'm in agreement. We say Star Trek. I remember something about this. I don't know.
Say true.
Well, you can't remember because none of these have happened.
Damn it!
They're all rejected.
Rejected.
Oh, it's rejected.
Yeah.
Oh. So sorry.
It's true or false that it's a real thing that got rejected.
We say it's false that it was rejected then because
we say that it's a real thing that got rejected.
Oh, I think it was a real thing that happened.
No, that's not one of the choices.
No. But what I'm saying is so the question is, did it get rejected or not? Right?
No, the question is, did this exist? With all of these things would have been rejected.
Right.
Did Daryl make this up, or did the people at Star Trek make this up?
Oh, see, that says bad things about me because I really remember something like this. Like it's in my head. So obviously it didn't happen though.
It's Scott Johnson fanfic is what it is.
I guess
Data
so.
Geordi fanfic.
I remember this thing though where he was trying to communicate with the cat more or something. But didn't that happen?
There was lots of stuff that was kind of like that where he was, Spot likes to be fed at these hours.
Yeah, I probably.
If you stroke him here,
right?
He'll purr louder.
Daryl literally by asking a true false question has created a false memory in my head. Look how easily suggestible I am. Right. All you have to do is sneak into my room at night and go, there was an episode where Data got the cat to talk, and I would totally believe it. All right, well then we say that it was true that it was rejected. Right? No, wait, we know they were rejected.
We're either saying somebody at Paramount had an idea and they threw it out,
yeah,
or I made up this stupid thing and I'm telling it to you.
Correct. Yeah, and I'm saying Paramount had it and rejected it.
Okay, good.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what we're saying.
Okay,
yes.
That's what I'm saying. I thought that's what I was saying, but maybe I wasn't saying that. But that's what I mean. All right, so how did it go?
Well, whatever you're saying, and I'm still not sure, it's correct.
Wait. We're correct that they had this idea but rejected it.
It was
really
a real
idea that was rejected.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
The worst moment of our Trek time ever, right then.
Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
It's the news brought to you by
Hey, Tadpool, my mom is a pet groomer and pet trainer that has developed some odd neck and shoulder injuries from the repetitive motions of her job. She's recently had 2 surgeries and attempts to correct the issues, and she's getting better, but now the bills are coming in. My brother started a GoFundMe, but we've had limited success utilizing social networks to spread the word. So I decided to turn to the awesomeness that is Tadpool in an attempt to push the word out even farther. The other cool thing about my mom is that she also knits. So if anyone needs a scarf, cap, or some arm warmers, she's your woman. Please help spread the word of GoFundMe and her Facebook craft page. Thanks so much, Alex. The GoFundMe can be found at LMDQ, the number 2 and the letter S, LMDQ2S, or facebook.com/outrageousinklings.
Okay. Sounds all right to me. World's most successful penis transplant has been performed.
The most successful one.
Yeah, the others have been...
Scale?
Well, some are, a little weird looking, I guess, or whatever.
Oh, I put it on perpendicular. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Surgeons in South Africa performed the world's first successful transplant of a male penis. A 9-hour operation on a 21-year-old. 9 hours, man.
Wow.
Whose organ was amputated 3 years ago after a botched circumcision. Good gosh. Sue them. Ugh.
Yeah, no kidding.
I hope this was...
Those are 2 words you don't want to hear is botched circumcision.
Yeah. I wonder if Di Atwood donated his. Because that guy's weird enough to do that.
D. Atwood?
Yeah. Is that how you say it?
I know it's D. I know it's pronounced D.
I don't know. Those guys, they're weird.
It's Afrikaans.
The man who identified was not identity was not disclosed, just like a superhero. Had his equipment upgraded in Cape Town on December 11th and has already regained all functions in less than 2 years. Well, that's great. He can pee.
It is. That's very impressive.
He can do it. He can.
That's right. His penis 2.0.
He can flash it. Oh, yeah, right? You have to have JavaScript installed to use it.
Right. Exactly.
We are surprised by his rapid recovery, says Professor Andre van der Merwe, who led the surgery. How would you say that last word, that name there?
Merwe.
Merwe.
I think you were probably closer than I was.
Okay.
Merwe.
Dr. Merwe. The patient's dying. Dr. Merwe. The delicate transplant was planned for 5 years in Stellenbosch University and Tygerberg Hospital and announced Friday. The penis's previous owner was a deceased person who donated his organs for transplant. Brian, okay.
He used one. It wasn't even like...
Yeah.
Well, I guess transplant does imply that it's from something else. I guess I was for some reason thinking this whole time that it was just a kind of repair job on his botched circumcision.
Like a whole new unit. Well, a whole used unit, yeah.
Right.
So I would ask you, this is just the reason this article jumped at me is because I don't know... The idea, you like that horror movie where the guy gets an arm transplant from a serial killer and then the arm starts killing people. Do you ever, the idea that it's somebody else's before is always so weird to me. And I know it's true of all transplants, but I guess with a heart or lungs or kidneys, they're already this hidden away, tucked away thing.
Sure, right. It's not out there. You're not going to see it every day.
Yeah, but your unit is another dude's unit. That's weird to me.
Yeah, I think it would be, and I think it's just weird in the same way that getting somebody else's hand or somebody else's nose or ear or something like that would be as well.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know, man. Like this is interesting, this part. There's a greater need in South Africa, says Sky News, or Dr. Mabir. This type of procedure is needed more here than elsewhere in the world, as many young men lose their penises every year due to complications from traditional circumcision. So apparently thousands of young men, mainly in South Africa's Ashoe tribe, Hoja tribe, I don't know how you say that. There's an X in front of it.
Yeah.
They're extreme. They're like the X Games tribe.
The X tribe.
Yeah, the X tribe. They say they have their foreskins removed each year in traditional rituals, and about 250 penises are amputated a year due to complications. This according to Reuters. Wow. Anyway, who knew that was a problem? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Good job, everyone. Did you call the Moyle?
Wow.
Brian, you got your new 3D printer coming?
Mm-hmm.
Can it make pancakes?
It cannot.
Well, then what the hell are we doing? Because
I'm sending it back right now.
Yeah, turn it around, right around, because the Pancake Bot, the world's first pancake printer, will make breakfast in any shape your heart desires. Even penis shape. Pancake Bot. I live in Pancock. Is a robot that serves pancakes. The breakfast cyborg actually whip up your pancakes in whatever shape you ask for. Care for a pancake in the shape of your dog? It can happen. The machine comes with tracing software compatible with Mac and Windows. Allows you to trace anything in the world directly onto your computer. You dictate the shading of the pancake by retracting particular parts of the image. Once you produce the design of your dreams, you can save it onto a memory card that is used to tell the Pancake Bot to draw. And you can remake it anytime you want. You can make a seahorse, Spider-Man, George Washington are the examples they're using here.
Wow.
Yeah. That's kind of rad, though.
It is kind of rad. I'm looking at the looking at these right now, and like it's even doing like different colored batter for that's interesting.
Look at that.
Although
I mean, all it is it's one of those squeeze tubes, like a catch-up squeeze tube of pancake batter inside of the device.
Which is funny because that we actually have that for our pancake batter. We get this thing at Bed Bath & Beyond or someplace like that. You put the batter in, and what the other purpose of this thing is you can store it in the fridge. So if you don't use all the pancake batter in one day, you can use it the next day. But it does come out a little tube, and sometimes I do like draw little pancake shapes.
Yeah, we all do. I think this is tapping into that.
They all kind of ooze together. So
yeah, Pancake Bot currently of its $50,000 goal at $184,363. 24 days to go. Seems like they'll do just fine.
Yeah. That's an awful lot of money and space taken up in your kitchen for a device that does one thing.
Yeah, what do you pay here? What's the
let's see.
$149 is the lowest one. That's not too bad. Retail's going to be $299, so $149 is not bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are all gone, and the $169 is all gone. So your best chance is the $179.
But it's all for
Yeah.
It's all for pancakes.
It's all for pancakes. I remember that. I remember that song that Bryan Adams and Sting sang, All for Pancakes,
for
the Three Musketeer.
It's really good. Yeah,
it's really good. Yeah.
It really put them
all
on top.
For pancakes.
Yeah. A reminder that the podcast awards are going on at podcastawards.com. You still have until the 21st of this month to go vote for TMS, Film Sack, Coverville, The Instance, Night Attack in 2 categories. DTNS, the Daily Tech News Show, in the tech category, or alternately the Mattcast if you don't like Tom.
Sure.
I mean, who doesn't like Tom? But still, there's an alternative there. But
I like Tom. I like Adam.
Just don't split the vote. We don't want them both to lose.
Right. We don't want another Instance final score fiasco.
Yeah. Don't Ross Perot this business. Okay. Right. Anyway, we want you to go do it. You have till the 21st. Podcastawards.com. We'd love to win. You can vote every day in every category, and why not do that? Because just bookmark it. It's a piece of cake.
Please do. We want to be on stage with Dennis Miller in April, in a month.
Yeah, Dennis Miller, man.
Dennis Miller, like just under a month, we're gonna be out there.
Congratulations, babe! You won the award, babe.
Cha cha
cha cha.
Here's your award and my 2 cents. I don't want to get off on a rant here,
but I do. Bidding for the Seinfeld streaming rights is on and could reach up to $100 million. Brian, in the research for the story, I also found out something that shocked me.
What's that?
To my core, that Netflix reportedly paid $500,000 per episode of Friends.
Whoa!
Per episode.
So that's an exclusive thing, right? So that means that they can't turn around and put that on Hulu. It has to be to pay that much. You're basically saying,
yeah, they locked it in.
Not only are we getting this, but nobody else is.
Yeah, and sounds like forever to me. Seinfeld, the streaming rights for Seinfeld, the current fight apparently is between Amazon, Hulu, and Yahoo. Now, if I have my druthers, I'd really like Amazon to win this fight because I don't like Hulu and they'd run commercials, and I don't like Yahoo because what are they doing?
Well, Yahoo's got Community. That starts tomorrow.
Oh, that's true.
So I know, like if you asked me 5 years ago when we were watching stuff on Netflix and getting that. I don't know if Hulu was a thing yet, but somebody said, "Oh yeah, you're also going to be watching TV shows on Yahoo."
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You're just
Yahoo's
like,
going to be around in 5 years. Okay.
Yeah, fat chance. Well, here it is. I don't know. I guess I need to see how the service is on that. And do they have apps? Are they going to put apps out on consoles and
Yeah, I hope so. Like a Yahoo video app or something like that.
I wonder how serious they'll be, and will they call themselves Yahoo Serious? Yahoo Serious.
No,
That's a pretty good joke right there. It's like a dad joke. It's a dad joke. Anyway, yeah, whatever. So one of these guys will win it. $100 million is the current thing, which would fetch more than $500,000 per episode, just like the Friends deal. Which is probably why Netflix is not in this fight, because they're like, we just paid that for Friends. We can't do this again.
Here we go. There's something. It's funny. You go to the App Store and look for Yahoo, and there's 9 separate apps: Mail, News, Messenger, Weather, Sports, Tourney, News, Digest, Finance, and the last one is Yahoo Screen. Watch free live concerts, video clips, TV, and more. So that must be the one you want, is Yahoo Screen.
And where does it install? Is that just an app for your phones and stuff?
Just an app for your devices.
It'd be nice if it was on. I need confirmation I'm going to be able to watch this on my Roku.
Stream your
or
favorite
my Fire.
Saturday Night Live skits, Comedy Central clips, Live Nation concerts, Vivo music videos, instant in-game highlights, blah blah blah. It does not. I'm assuming that this is. Yeah, here it is. Getting ready for everybody's favorite community college-related comedy coming March 17th, right here on Yahoo Screen.
Well, is it? But can I watch it on my TV? Is my question.
Well, you can't just do your little Apple TV blork. Send it up from your.
Is that what they're calling it now? The blork?
Yeah, blork. Just blork it right up to your Apple TV.
Perfect. Perfect.
I don't know. That is a good question. If Yahoo Screen is going to be available for your other devices.
Wall Street poised to bounce back after Friday's big sell.
Okay, I went on to Yahoo Screen and the lady started talking immediately. So
don't do that.
Well, we'll see. I don't know how I feel about Yahoo yet.
Yeah,
I'm glad they got Community. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel that felt like more of a Netflix deal, so I'm a little surprised they didn't get that.
This was the big get for him, right? I mean, this is the you wouldn't have even considered Yahoo until this happened. So this is their it's their pageant to win or lose, basically.
Yep. I'll bet you, knowing what I know about what limited things we know about Jeff Bezos, I will bet he ends up with it on Amazon. I'll bet he wins this and gets Seinfeld. You watch.
Yeah.
That's my current bet. Probably. No way Hulu gets it. No way Yahoo gets it. I'll bet it's all Bezos all the time for that. He's been really, really aggressive lately on that stuff. So,
and according to there is a Yahoo Screen for Apple TV. What else do you use?
Roku and a Fire TV. I have all 3. I know. I love these little things. I also have a Chrome.
It is on Roku as of March 24th last year.
Okay.
Yahoo Screen now on Roku, and how
about Fire TV now?
Fire TV.
I use that one a lot now.
There is an Android app for Yahoo Screen, so that's what it uses for Fire TV, right?
No, it has to be.
It has to be its own thing.
It's an Android-based device, but it's a forked version, and it's nothing like Android anymore. So it has to be not converted, but custom done. I don't know.
There is not one for PS4.
No PS4. No. How about PS3? Or how about 360? Or how about
basically PlayStation? There we go. Oh, take that back. I'm sorry. PlayStation 4 videos for free on Yahoo Screen. I think that just means you can watch
the clips and crap.
Yeah, you can watch PlayStation stuff on your Yahoo Screen, but not vice versa.
Weird. That's weird.
Oh, no. Let's see. Yahoo 7 Plus now officially available on PS3. Maybe that's it. Maybe you can watch
Yahoo 7 Plus.
I don't know what that is.
We're heading toward saturation.
There is one for Xbox.
Oh, okay. We're going to hit saturation. We're going to hit peak streaming services, and we're all going to die. So look forward to that. It's going to get crazy.
Coming to a coming to a social media device near you. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
Because of all this.
It's all it's going to be a fight. It's going to be an arms race. It's going to get weird. I mean, it's good in the end because whoever's the best will win. But I think there's room for a couple of these. I don't think there's room for 10 streaming services.
Yeah.
And now with HBO doing their thing, it's going to get crazy.
There can be only 6.
There can only be, like 8 or 9. But 2 they're the best. But the rest are okay. Doesn't roll off the tongue as much, does it?
No, not as much as there could be only one.
In America, we shoot our guns to cook our bacon. I just want to play a clip of this video because people are cooking bacon with their guns. And here you go. I'm going to describe this real quick. American patriots like Dustin Ellerman, he has decided to wrap uncooked bacon around the barrel of his gun. So you wrap the gun with bacon, and then you wrap that with some sort of foil or something, and then you fire your automatic weapon like crazy, and then you've cooked the bacon. So here's a clip. He's wrapping bacon around not what do you call that? Not nozzle.
Is he whispering?
Yeah, why is he whispering? Okay, there's the foil.
Doesn't want to wake the neighbors.
The foil so the aliens can't tell. Okay, all right, he's gonna shoot now. All right, here he goes. He's gonna pop it in, get a new clip.
Ooh, I was like, what's that sound?
Okay, he's really enjoying himself. All right, he's fired through his clip. Ooh, you can hear it sizzling. That's kind of awesome, actually. Oh, some of the bacon fell off.
Oh, no.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, this time he did it without. Oh, and it's cooked, dude.
Is it fully, like, cooked and crispy looking?
Yeah, he's eating it. Gun bacon.
Yeah.
How much was all that ammunition?
I don't know. That's a great point. Probably hundreds of dollars. Just sprayed into the forest.
Right. Great.
Who knows how many serial killers he just murdered? Who knows?
Just the freeze frame that they have of this guy on the page.
It's amazing, dude. Oh my gosh. All right. People are weird. But hey, it's a viral video.
Done, Cletus. Well done.
Yeah, well done, guy. Dude, man. We're going to take a break. When we come back, major spoilers. Mr. Steven Schleicher will be with us. We'll talk about some cool new Star Wars news and a few other things. Veronica's flying today, so she'll not be with us.
Okay.
But we do have your V-mails. And a Brian and Vince mashup you have to hear. You're all going to die when you hear that Brian and Vince Gilligan mashup.
Okay, I was wondering what Brian and Vince.
You're going to die. All right.
Really?
Yeah,
I had no idea
it's amazing.
about this.
So we'll get to that in a minute. Before all that, Brian has music. What do you got?
All right. So, this one comes in from Logan. Dear Scott and Brian, on Sunday, March 15th, my beautiful wife, Rebecca, will be entering a new decade of life and turning 30. In addition to getting a new number to the start of her age, we recently welcomed our first child, Genevieve, into the world late last month. Genevieve made a grand entrance at 10 pounds. Sorry about that, Rebecca. And my wife is still recovering. I couldn't be happier with our life together, and I love my wife more than she could ever know. I want to do something special for her around her birthday and request Brian play a cover by her favorite band, Green Day. If you cannot find a good cover by them, any band covering them would be fine, as I know it would bring a smile to her face. Thank you both for all you do. Logan. Oh, dude, of course I can play a cover by Green Day. Come on now. Yeah. And here's something interesting. So a lot of people are familiar with their cover of I Fought the Law, originally done by the Crickets, probably most familiarly done. The most popular version is by the Bobby Fuller Four.
I thought they made it. I thought that was their song once again.
Nope, it was the Crickets. It was Buddy Holly's band, but
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. You thought Green Day did it, or you thought...
No, I thought the second name you gave.
Bobby Fuller
Yeah,
Four.
those guys. Yeah. That version is the only one I think of.
They're easily the biggest band that covered it.
Sure.
Or the biggest, I guess the first most popular version. Because Green Day's version is still pretty popular. And even Apple even used it when... I think it was like right around the time they were dropping DRM from their songs or something. There was some connection.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where they were doing commercials with the Green Day version of I Fought the Law, and you could even download it for free from iTunes at that time and stuff like that. I can't remember what the impetus was for that, like
That's
when
great.
they started doing it. But everybody's heard that version, right? Well, how about a version you guys haven't heard? Probably haven't heard. It's still Green Day. It's still I Fought the Law, but it's done with the folks from Rhythms del Mundo, the Cuban supergroup that's like a whole bunch of these great Latin musicians and percussionists that get these big names to redo their songs with a Latin salsa accompaniment. It's really cool.
I love their name. So great.
Yes, and this is great. They've put out I think 3 albums. This is the one that came out in 2010, Rhythms del Mundo Revival, and it is Green Day and I Fought the Law.
All right, here it is. We'll be back in a minute. Stay tuned.
Did you see the latest Nintendo newsletter?
Whoa, nice graphics. I'd like to get my hands on that game.
You mean you haven't played it yet? We can play it on my Nintendo Entertainment System. It's The Legend of Zelda, and it's really rad. Those creatures from Ganon are pretty bad. Octoroks, Tektites, levers too. But with your help, our hero pulls through. Yeah, go Link, yeah, get Zelda. Awesome. Intense.
The Nintendo Entertainment System. Your parents help you hook it up.
This is the morning stream. Game over, man. Game over.
Your parents help you hook it up. Hey, I got news. My parents never helped me hook it up.
Wow.
I hooked it up. I did it.
Some assembly required. Ask a parent.
Well, I was like 18, so.
I do remember those commercials.
Yeah. They always did that back then because it was all considered toys. Now games have graduated.
Oh, yeah. Got to unscrew those two little screws in the back of the TV for the UHF.
The or the RF connector, is that what it's called?
The RF connector, and you got to put those little two Y-shaped tabs over those screws and then tighten the screws down.
Yep. So bad.
Put it on channel 3. Got to put the TV on channel 3.
Oh, progress, Brian. Progress is slow.
That was a thing that, man, there are generations that have no idea what we're talking about when we describe that, but
nope. You missed out.
There are many that do. Many listening that totally remember that whole.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, they missed out, dude. They missed out on an opportunity of a lifetime. Speaking of which, let's get Steven in here. Steven?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Why is that wrong? All right, it's fine. Adding him to the call and playing this thing. So I gotta give Steven a quick compliment. Of all the guests we call all week long, you are Johnny on the button when it comes to answering your call. Like it doesn't.
Hey, here's a little secret. There's a little switch you can turn on in Skype that says auto answer.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Yeah. I don't want that.
It has caught me off guard a couple times when we do Finally Friday, but I know when I'm doing this show or when we're doing the Major Spoilers podcast and somebody drops off, instead of hearing their ringtone come in, I just have it answer automatically, so they just step right back into
I was completely unaware of that feature. I had no idea.
Between privacy and that little thing that Chevy Chase used to do at the beginning of Weekend Update, where he'd be on the phone saying, no, of course I'll call you later. Yeah, okay, I'll bring the thing, sure.
But what if you're not here? Like if I'm upstairs eating lunch and
it still answer.
It just answers, and there's nothing but a webcam and nobody in there.
Turn it off. When I'm not using Skype, I don't have Skype on.
Is it oh, I see. You shut Skype down.
Quit Skype.
Yeah.
All right, I'm playing with that.
Or you can just pop back in and turn that switch on and off.
Where's the switch?
Go under Preferences and then under Calls. It's the very first one where it says Incoming Calls, Receive Normally or Answer Automatically. And you can configure it. So you probably could go in there and decide who you want to automatically accept phone calls from, like Brian Ibbett. Or maybe who you want to send automatically to voicemail, like Stephen Schleicher.
Here are their options. So your main options are receive normally, answer automatically, or forward calls. If you choose answer automatically and hit configure, your two options are answer automatically with video or answer automatically without video.
There you go.
And I can also enable voice messaging. Interesting. I'll have to play with that for other stuff.
Yeah.
But it's more about just, man, you're just like, boop, there's Steven. Don't have to wait.
Yep.
And other people right now listening are saying about this whole conversation.
I don't give a shit.
All right, fine. We'll move on.
Wow. Here's one somebody may not give a crap about.
What's
hey,
that?
Brian, when your 3D printer comes in, I know this is great for audio, but here's one of my latest builds that I'm working on the video on right now. I don't know if you can see this.
I can.
This is Superman's the Kryptonian key from Man of Steel movie.
Oh, that's so cool!
It's one of the only cool things about that movie.
And then there's
a joystick.
Yeah. And then, there's a separate base file that somebody else built that you can put on. And then if you go and get some acrylic tubing, you've got a whole kick-ass display case. So
hold on a second, Steven. Can you tell me how's the resolution on that stuff? Like what printer are you using?
I think this one I want to say this one is probably a 0.1 what is there, millimeter or whatever it is, 0.1 millimeters. Yeah. It's not too bad. I mean, you can see the lines on it if you look close. You can certainly scratch on it and hear it. The 0.2 millimeter is a little bit more visible, but I knew that this was going to be a display piece, so I put it at the 0.1.
Yeah.
And then there are all sorts of things that you can get, and Brian, we can talk at some point about ways of filling in those things and painting them so that you can't even tell. There's some fantastic 3D printing work that's being done out there. I've got an Ultimaker 2 that went on sale about a year ago. I jokingly said to my wife, "Oh, I've always wanted a 3D printer," and so for Father's Day last year, she got that for me.
Oh, nice!
Jealous. Now I got to get one, you bastards. That's
now you're outnumbered.
That Superman thing is really. That's the only thing I liked about that movie.
Yeah.
Well,
that's another thing. Everything's like, oh yeah, movie props. I want a little Mjolnir.
Oh yeah.
I want a little.
You don't have to. You don't have to
shield.
make it. You don't have to make a small one. I didn't look and see what the build size was on your printer, but there are some full size Mew Mew hammers out there.
Yeah, it's
you print in parts.
Mine is it's 4.5 inches by 4 point. That's like
okay.
It's like a 4.5 square. So
yeah, that's not bad. I mean, you'll be able to print off a lot of stuff with that.
Steven, how expensive is like maintaining
the main? I don't know. This one that I have, and I don't want to speak poorly about MakerBot, but this thing has a lot of maintenance and upkeep. In fact, it was down for about a month because a bunch of filament got all melted up into the extruder area, and I had to wait for some replacement parts to come in. And that's the second time in less than a year that's happened and caused the whole system to go down.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Yeah.
Well,
but I've got the maintenance plan, so they just ship me the free parts, and I can just pop it back in myself and get back to printing.
I got to get one for Nick and I. We got it.
It's a lot of fun, and if you're into 3D modeling, that's what I kind of did in college, was a lot of 3D modeling stuff. You can build your own stuff and print it out and make your own products. Last year at Nerdtacular, I was handing out some. I had just gotten it about a month before, and I'd printed out all these little major spoilers coins that I was giving to some people, saying, "Well, these aren't the final version, but here you go." And
yeah, you prototype all that stuff. People were making like iPhone 6s before they were out, so they could compare the sizes, and like all that stuff is so cool. I gotta get one. I gotta quit being on the fence. I just keep thinking, well, they're about to perfect it and make it better, and maybe Brian's little micro one will just blow everyone's minds. I don't know.
There are some really good companies out there if you're looking at it, and I haven't spent a lot of time looking at Brian's. It looks very simple and very easy to use, but the Ultimaker 2 might be one you want to look at.
Well, I want to make a chess set real bad.
Yeah. Oh, you can do that. I posted earlier in the chat some the YouTube channel that I do that has the 3D prints in it, and for our role-playing games, I actually printed out a bunch of little pawns that we use. So it makes it easier for our distance players to see what pawn it is. So
your own little chits, isn't that what they're called? Yeah.
Meeples. It is a lot of fun.
Well, that's awesome. I'm totally jealous of both of you, and I can't wait to maybe do one on my own. Nick has Nick's really into 3D modeling now. He's doing stuff in Maya and importing it over to Unreal and like putting it in games and stuff. Like he's really getting into that stuff. And if he could 3D print some of these models he's making, he would poop himself.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun to do that. Mason, my oldest son, does a lot of his own building in Minecraft, and there's a way that you can export the Minecraft models and print them out in 3D.
What?
Oh, wow.
Oh, you just... Okay, I got to get one. I can't afford one right now.
And if you're old school like me, you can print out your own 3D Zoetrope.
Oh, look at you.
I was looking at those two.
Yeah.
I'm going to have so much fun with this dude.
Nice work, old timer.
Now let me tie this into some stories that we're
let's do that. Let's do.
Lego Simpsons Quickie Mart arrives in May. Last year we got the Lego Simpsons house, which was a huge set. Mine's still in the box and I haven't put together. The Lego Quickie Mart is coming out in May. It's 2,179 pieces. Includes Chief Wiggum, Snake, Marge, Homer, Bart, and Apu with a new shirt on. And then the Quickie Mart is full. It's a fold-out Mart. It opens up, so you have to go all the way around the outside, and then you can open it up and see everything on the inside too. So that is very cool.
Who needs the Quickie Mart?
Do they have a? I do. Do they have a? Is there a squishy machine in there? There's got to be.
There is a squishy machine right next to the checkout counter. There's also video games, a couple little aisles. It looks like a drink machine or a backroom area where Duff beer can be stored, all that kind of stuff.
I am desirous of this.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
If you look on Thingiverse, or another site I would recommend, Brian, is Yeggi, YEGGI. That's kind of like the Google repository of 3D prints because it points to all these other sites. You will find Lego bricks that you can print out, or Lego type bricks you can put out. If you're going to print
those, cost effective.
Well, you got to think
true.
about
I guess
it.
for custom stuff, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for custom stuff, or even just things that you're doing, you think some of these bricks are selling 5 cents a piece, 10 cents a piece, depending on where you're picking them up, secondhand or through a brick outlet.
Yeah.
You can print off a brick for 1 to 2 cents. The problem is you're going to have to mess around with it because I'm guessing your machine uses PLA instead of ABS. The PLA will shrink. The ABS kind of maintains its shape, but the Lego bricks that I printed out, I think I need to increase the size a little bit because they don't quite work with the regular Lego bricks.
Okay. Yeah, it uses both, and I had no idea what the those differences. So that's good to know.
So
Oh,
PLA,
wow, there's like I can make a Destiny Ghost thing. Oh.
yeah. So PLA will melt under some warm temperatures, so I wouldn't recommend you making something that you're going to put out in your car that will sit outside on a hot day. ABS is the same kind of stuff that you have drinking glasses and stuff made out of, so it's got a higher tolerance, but it also doesn't have the tensile strength that PLA does. So there's kind of a give and take
That's
there.
the trade-off. Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Okay, good. That I had no idea on all that stuff, so thank you.
So,
Hey, no problem.
but the machines, if I understand it, they only use the one type or the other, right? It's not like they're interchangeable.
No, you can get
No.
some that will use both. And
Oh,
in fact,
okay.
some of them now are starting to incorporate metal extrusion. There's a filament that's basically a wood extrusion, where it's basically
like pulp, right?
Yeah, it's basically pulp that they've bound together with a glue, and it extrudes out and prints out a wooden object that you can stain and paint, and it looks and smells and tastes just like real wood.
Just squeeze a little out on a cracker and go to town.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
the one I have also does both.
oh, that's cool.
Thank
That's
goodness.
gonna be nice. Yeah,
So
so
when
you'll
you're-
be able to switch it out because pricing is different on the different filaments that you get.
I know. I realize this is turning into 3D printer day, but Brian, do you
That's
know
fine.
how big is the object you can do in that micro?
4.5 by 4.5 by 4.5. So I mean, it's
That's pretty
you know,
good.
it's not bad. I mean, like this little money thing that came in the most recent Loot Crate little money figure.
Mhm.
That's about the size that I'll be able to do.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Gosh dang it.
Yeah. Oh no, you can get some like the one that I have, and I'm trying to think. It's probably I don't have the 2X. That's the one that has the dual extruder. I think mine is somewhere around like 5 by 7 by 10. I think is what mine can do as a full build size. There are some, Scott, and if you're going to be dropping the money on a new Mac Tower system, you could probably afford also to get one of the giant replicator systems. The replicator, I think it's the Z18. In one single print, you can build Halo Master Chief's Halo helmet in one print, as opposed to printing out smaller pieces and then having to glue it together.
Yeah. Well, that's rad. I'll tell you what. While you guys are printing your own shite, I'll make a quickie mart with the old-fashioned hand printy way, and I'll
There you
build
go.
it myself. Blah.
You probably also on Thingiverse will probably be able to find a lot of Star Wars stuff as well.
Yeah, right?
Sure, yeah.
So tell me about the standalone movie. A lot of talk about that right now. What's the latest on the Rogue One movie?
So yeah, the title Disney announced is Rogue One, and it's going to star Felicity Jones. And a lot of people, because there's been hints that the standalone movies were going to tell stories early in the Star Wars universe, there's some talk that maybe Felicity Jones will be playing a young Princess Leia as she becomes one of the first rogues.
Wow.
I don't know. Or it could be a Boba Fett movie. We don't know. But that's what it looks like right now. And I believe that one is being directed by Gareth Edwards.
Yeah, director of the Godzilla reboot thing.
Yes.
Which was great and felt very, I don't know, I felt this while I was watching it, and I remember talking about it at the time, and I don't know if anyone else got this, but when I watched Godzilla, this recent one, I came away with a Spielberg, George Lucas vibe from the whole thing. And I'll bet you that's why that guy got considered. Because there's definitely just a taste of that 80s at their height Spielberg Lucas thing happening in that Godzilla movie that I didn't expect, and I'll bet he's been tapped for that same tone.
I think, and also too, he really understands special effects work. That's where he kind of started doing his own special effects work for BBC television and some other things. He did that movie Monsters, which is really good. So I think a lot of that and being able to produce something on a lower budget kind of helps out here just a little bit. And then also seeing what he did do in Godzilla probably put him over the top. Now, Rian Johnson is also directing the next the other standalone Star Wars movie. And Disney did announce that Star Wars Episode 8 will arrive in theaters in 2017.
And he's doing that one, though, I thought, Ryan Johnson.
Oh, maybe. Is that the one he's doing? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's doing episode 8 and writing it, which is crazy.
Yes.
We love that guy. He's great. Brick and Looper and all that. I wonder if we're going to get a darker mid-chapter here or something.
That'd be interesting to do some kind of
cool.
a time travel.
Yeah, right? Maybe you can shoot Bruce Willis at the end and then end it.
There you go.
I was going to say one thing about this. Oh, I know what it was. Rogue One was originally scripted by Gary Whitta.
Yeah.
And then this rewrite from Chris Weitz. And we don't know why that is. Does anyone know what happened there? Is it this just the way it works?
Rewrites happen all the time. I mean, you turn in a script and then you hand it off to somebody else and say, hey, polish this up or rework it. Or in some cases, maybe this needs to be completely redone. But it's not uncommon for multiple rewrites to happen in a script.
Yeah, Whitt is most known for his, well, a lot of people know him from his time as chief editor of PC Gamer magazine back in the day, but he also wrote, what's the Denzel Washington movie? Book of Eli, which was really his big first thing, and that was awesome. He then wrote that terrible Will Smith, Jaden Smith movie, the After Earth one. Don't hold that against him. He's a good writer, everybody. I think that they kind of messed with that one. But it's interesting to see. I just didn't realize that so many hands, oftentimes so many people will have their hands on the script and that it's, rarely just one guy. But anyway, exciting. Felicity Jones, she's cool. She's pretty.
Sure she is.
I'll watch her do things.
Of everything.
Yeah. Well, that's right. She's the wife.
She's the wife.
Yeah. And what else, outside of that, anything else that we know about her?
Nothing else I've seen her in.
Let's see. She was born when I was 13 years old. Well, that would make her in her 30s, 31. It's, whatever. Yeah. She looks 19 still somehow. Let's see. I'm just trying to look at her career. Film and television. Here you go. The Treasure Seekers. I'm trying to see if it's something we know here. Nope.
No, she's relatively new.
Yeah.
She was Felicity Hardy in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Then The Theory of Everything.
Oh, okay. Wow, she's the one that everyone's like, oh, there's a little black cat, a nod to Black Cat.
Yep, that was her.
At the table there at the boardroom.
And then straight to Star Wars movie. Man, your career is about to take a major twist. Yeah. That's exciting. Yeah. Well, anyway,
for the positive, right? And the good thing is, Disney is keeping up with this. Hey, we're releasing a Star Wars movie every year for the next, 500 years. Because Rogue One, we've got Episode 7 comes out in 2015. A year later, we get Rogue One, and then May, just 9 months after that, we get Episode 8. So, and that'll come out in 2017.
I'm excited to have a story with a strong female lead. I don't think we get enough of that in Star Wars in terms of who's your focus, and it sounds like Rogue One will be that.
Yep.
That's exciting. I'm just beyond stoked for all the Star Wars all the time, and I'm not one of those people who's feeling cynical about this. I'm very excited.
Cool.
So bring it on. All right, so we want to do a little PSA here.
Yes.
You're looking for some help. You get go for it and tell us what you're looking for.
So I am looking for someone who is super well versed in WordPress theme design, cascading style sheets, and all of that. The current theme that I have is really, really good, but it does one thing that I think is that needs to be fixed. And so I'm looking for someone who can kind of build the theme or build a theme from the ground up, incorporating a lot of stuff. And I'm looking for some help. And I'm thinking that with the hundreds of thousands of Frog Pants listeners out there, that somebody will step forward and say, hey, I can help you out. And then we can talk about pricing and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, I am sure we have those people.
Yep.
This I know.
We have smart people in the listening audience,
in
the tadpole.
Smart.
Do you want people as an alternative or as an option to email you directly? Do you want them?
Yes. If they'll email me directly, podcast@majorspoilers.com. That will be the best way to get a hold of me. Podcast@majorspoilers.com, and then we can go from there.
That sounds good. I like that idea.
Yep.
Steven Schleicher, everybody, at Major Spoilers on Twitter, at majorspoilers.com. I just posted that Simpsons thing. Do go check that out. That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
And Steven, stay out of trouble. Be good, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, take care, guys.
Bye now.
See you.
I'm like his dad. Be good.
Be good.
Don't do anything stupid tonight.
Stay safe.
We were at the mall, and I was telling you about the mall, and it was packed. It was crazy packed, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, it's because there's this traveling Lego show there where they had...
oh, yeah, I saw your bell.
Yeah, it was a big Liberty Bell, and they had a full scale down but full-sized Capitol building. And I made a joke. I put a Twitter up that showed that Capitol building made of Legos, and my caption was, "Thanks a lot, Lego Obama." It was a joke, right? Or "Thanks, Lego Obama."
Oh no!
And immediately,
what fires did you stoke with that?
Well, I think most people knew what the joke was, but mostly it was people saying, "That's the Capitol building. It's not even the White House. You Americans are the worst. You don't even know what building the president works in." I'm like, no, that's part of the joke. People who say "Thanks, Obama" don't know the difference. That's the joke. Also, there wasn't one there, so I couldn't take a picture of that one. That's the other reason. But come on, you bunch of nitpickers.
Holy cow, it just dawned on me that I'll bet within the next few years we see a Lego 3D printer. Not a 3D printer that prints Legos, but a printer that prints with Legos. Like it's got a little store thing of the bricks, the 6-button bricks and the 8-button bricks and the long ones and the little short ones, the single ones, and it just goes bloop, 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 and it builds something
out of
based
Legos.
on a model. Yes.
That's a really cool idea. There's already, so you can already print Lego pieces.
Right.
So some people are printing custom ones where they're making a big custom Lego build and they don't have a piece they can buy, so they'll make their own.
Sure.
So that's happening. But my favorite thing, trend in that, are people who have built a 3D printer out of Legos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's a bunch. Like YouTube's got videos of these things, and they're just like all electronic, and they're and laying down stuff. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, that whole space, that's going to get real interesting, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Anyway.
You ever see Apple coming out with their own 3D printer? I guess they never really released. I take that back. There was the Apple Script printers, and they did have printers for a while.
Yeah, at the beginning, they were kind of pioneering that along with some partners. But I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think. They're so. I mean, I've heard nothing but amazing things about their prototype room at Apple, where Johnny Ive and those guys sit around and just say, "You know, it would be great if we could make an aluminium blah blah blah," and then 5 seconds later, they can pop that stuff out of like the most advanced prototyping machines ever made, like with metal plastics of all kinds. Like they've got stuff that we can't even dream about.
Right.
So one day, maybe. I mean, I don't know if they want to get in the business of letting other people make cool things. Maybe they just want to be the ones that do. But if the market changes so rapidly that your washer breaks and Brian can go just print a replacement part for his washer, if we get to that stage in our lives, it feels like every company will have to think about what 3D printing does to them.
Totally, yeah.
I could see that.
I mean, they're going to start selling, as opposed to selling the items, and we've talked about this with Tom probably on Current Geek, but they'll just sell you the plans. Like, oh, your action figure arm broke? That's all right. The action figure came with a little thumb drive that has all the pieces on it that you just replace.
Right.
That one piece, paint it yourself, and boom.
Yeah. I could see Google getting behind some kind of project.
Yeah.
They could do it.
Yeah, probably less Apple, more like a Google thing for sure.
Yeah.
Because they're into more of the, the Google Glass and the wearables and stuff like that. They go on to the more experimental side of things earlier.
And oftentimes they abandon them, and it kind of sucks. But they are, at least they do tend to do that. And what I think Apple does that too. They just do it behind closed doors. Google's like, nope, we're going to do it out here in the open. We're going to make some weird ass car. It'll probably never make it to market, but hey, help us test it and pay us $50,000 to try it. It's like that.
Right.
All right, close that. I got all this Lego stuff up in front of me, and I lost my notes. Here we go. Let's do some emails and calls. And before we do any of that, I'm going to play a mashup. Somebody sent this in. I had to make it mono because you wouldn't hear it through Skype through both ears.
Oh, gotcha.
Because of our mono thing, so I had to convert it. So hopefully it doesn't change the effect too much, but it's pretty cool. So basically, somebody made you and Vince Gilligan talking at the same time about a very important topic. And it's really weird. So I'm going to play it now. Let me kill this music because that's going to ruin it. All right, here we go. This is Brian. This is Vince Gilligan. And this is the pizza conversation.
There is nothing original or funny or cool about throwing a pizza on this lady's roof. It's been done before. You're not the first. People live in these houses. They're trying to go about their lives just like we all are. If you see anybody acting like an asshole.
And if I catch you doing it, I'll hunt you down.
Well, I'm not saying go after them personally or anything, but maybe just take down their plate number. Something within reason.
How cool is that? That is haunting and weird. How weird is that?
That's really cool.
Yeah. Because you read that statement verbatim, and I guess they took that from that interview, and there it was.
Right,
man.
and they just like overlaid the two, matched up the words, edited the. Oh my God, that is fantastic.
I gotta find his name. I thought I put it in the notes. I wanted to give him credit. Oh shoot, where is it?
Wow.
Is it somebody named Daryl? No. Crap, I want to give you credit. Whoever sent that to me. Oh, shoot. Here, let me open the...
see if you have it in your email maybe, or
yeah,
did they send it via Twitter?
Because that was so cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
The work involved with putting that together, too. Holy cow.
Here it is. Dennis sent this in.
Dennis, you rock,
Dennis. You are the man. I don't have his last name.
That was amazing.
Dennis Molima looks like is his name, and that is so cool. If I play this version, you're only going to hear half. Let's see.
There is nothing original or fun.
Whose side do you hear on that?
Gotcha. Oh, I'm hearing Vince.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and your other one's coming through my right ear. It's weird. It's very like old Beatles music, like very right ear, hard
right.
cut.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. Anyway.
Wow.
Thank you for that. I don't know even how to do better than that. We got an email.
So good.
Steve Thorgan from the chat wrote in. Says, Dear Sunfire and Black Bolt, after listening to last TMS PM and your concerns about reintroducing Spider-Man's background, I was struck by the notion that Marvel needs to borrow from Geico commercials of late. Two people sitting on a bench, one reading a newspaper looks up and says aloud, Spider-Man got his powers when he was bitten by a radioactive spider. Second person looks over and says, everybody knows that. First person turns slightly annoyed and says, well, did you know that superhero costumes aren't exactly fresh at the end of the day? Skip the Spider-Man swinging home when he takes off his mask. Gives it a quick sniff and then disgusted proclaims, whew, that's going to stink. That's going in the stink bag. End scene. Boom. Done the intro in 15 seconds. Don't re-intro the hero.
Nice.
Oh, that's his exit. Don't re-intro the hero, though. Steve.
Even better.
Yeah, that's great.
Nice job, Thorgan.
Thanks, dude. You make a good point. Final email from
hilarious.
Logan wrote in, says, Dear Scotch and Brandy, I'm 19 years old, and after years of feeling like I missed an important piece of nerd culture, decided to delve into the depths of the Star Trek universe. I have started with every beginning of TOS, including the pilot, and have gotten almost halfway through the first season and found myself loving it. I thought the dated nature of the series would make it near unwatchable, but there is something endearing about the show, and I am having a blast. One question for you guys and the potty mouth Trek nerd. He's not here to answer this, but what are your best/favorite episodes of TOS? So a hobo playing a dobro. A do-bro? Anyway, whatever.
Dobro.
Logan, do you have original series favorites?
I do. I mean, it's the trouble with tribbles because that was the only TOS episode I really enjoyed as a kid. You know, this is when I was small, and I think that was the one that's like, oh yeah, I like that, I get that, you know. And I think some of the other stuff was a little too over the top or I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't connect with me as much as that one because it's like it's all there, right? You don't have to worry about, you know, who are these characters and what's going on. No, you know, there you got a spaceship and you know it's filling with these little fuzzy things that multiply like crazy. And that's all I needed as a kid.
I was a big fan of whatever the one was when he fights the Gorn. Everyone laughs at it now, but I loved it at the time.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I thought that was amazing. City on the Edge of Forever is a great episode. So if I was to say my two favorites are probably Tribbles and that. And it's easy to say those two. They're probably the most mainstream. They're most widely accepted as the two people think of. But hey, that's what you do, man. You're trying to reach the most people. So yeah, big fan.
I do
of the
need to
City
go
on the
back
Edge.
now that I've done Deep Space Nine, and of course I've seen my share of TNG. I maybe need to go back and watch TOS from the beginning again.
But are you gonna get on the long road?
You know, we were binge watching Enterprise for a while, and I think we stopped halfway through season 3. We were getting the Netflix discs, and what's funny is I hear people saying that season 4 is just one to avoid. Is that right?
Well, my experience was 4 was the one where they knew they were getting canceled and they all phoned it in, and it really felt like it to me. But some people tell me that I'm missing out and that I should pay better attention because 4 is actually a lot better than you think, and that my impression of them being canceled is coloring my opinion. So maybe I need to check it out again. I don't know. I can tell you that Jeffrey Combs is great in season 4. I thought he was great.
I love that he's in that. Okay, now I need to go back. Jeffrey Combs, man, the guy does one thing, but he does it so damn well.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. That Andorian he played was really amazing, and I think they missed out on with no more seasons. They missed an opportunity with him. I would have liked to have seen that show go all the way to its full, normal 7 seasons like all the Trek shows went, just to see how it would have fleshed out. Maybe they could have changed the theme song. That would have been fine with me.
Yeah.
Because that really sucked.
It really did. It was such a, I mean, it was basically, they said, we know this thing works. We know the way we've been doing themes for this show has worked for so many years. Let's go ahead and change it up and do something that is completely experimental. And I think in some cases you just don't do that. You say, this works. Let's not reinvent the wheel in this part of it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I also agree that we get great emails from our listeners. They can keep them coming to email or the morning stream at gmail.com. They can keep coming to email. Phone number to call and send us voicemails. We have a couple we'll play tomorrow. 801-471-0462. Keep those coming as well. Frogpants.com/TMS is our website. At Coverville, at Scott Johnson, at Morning Stream. On Twitter, I have a doctor's appointment today. Wish me luck. Should be fun. New guy's going to try to figure out why my guts hurt all the time. That'll be fun.
Good. Well, it's time for the second opinion, or time for somebody new to take a look at it. So
I hear he's German, actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah, his last name's like Richterstein or something, and I'm going to go in there and go, yes, come on in. You will drop your pants and allow me to put the finger in the butthole?
I hope that's the case. I hope that he does talk like that.
One can hope.
I've been listening to you on TMS, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, I know
and
all
I don't
about
approve of the impersonation you're doing of me.
Yes, I will send Django over, and he will have
I will
words
not
with
be
you.
using lubricant.
It is raw, hairy knuckle time, Mr. Johnson. We'll find out. All right, so hopefully some good stories tomorrow. Let's get out of here. Brian. Patreon.com/TMS. We try not to ram it down your throat, but we do love it when you support us there. It means a lot. A little extra cash our way helps the show stay afloat, do new things, do cool things. That's why we even have a 5th episode a week. So do that, please. All right, Brian song. Brian.
Yes,
Brian song.
Yes. Hello, Scott and Brian. March 15th is my 32nd birthday. Nothing fancy, just my birthday. And thought this song was cool. Thanks, and scrub a hobo. There you go. Quick
Wow.
and to the point.
Sure.
Happy belated birthday. Happy birthday yesterday. Welcome to 32. He had 2 requests, 2 songs to choose from: either Mudvayne's cover of the Police's "King of Pain" or the Darius Rucker Chicken Burger song. Well, we're gonna go with the former. It's always somebody, man. I love that. I love that that's become the alternative, the jokey alternative.
Yep.
This one comes from their 2007 album "By the People, for the People." It is Mudvayne covering the Police, and straightforward as it gets, man. "King of Pain."
Got it. Mud-covered police. Got it. All right.
Mud-covered police.
We'll be back tomorrow. Everybody tune on in, please. We'll see you then.